This is why I love Japan, why I love Eastern entertainment compared to Western entertainment. It seems like as the years go by, I am so disappointed and just fed up with Western entertainment. Not by just the lack of creativity, but if they even think of bringing anything from the past back, they always want to ruin it. Whether they're trying to adapt a movie or a show based off a book or a comic or a game, they always completely miss the mark. 95%. It's the point where I'm just tired. Not to mention the political BS they put into it. So it's just tiring. The reboots aren't the same. They always feel like they have to change the characters and stuff like that. Even a remake with something, they'll bring it back. Everyone's excited, and when they actually get the actual product, it just completely sucks. It's a downgrade, a total downgrade. But when it comes to Japan, there's so much respect. You know, when they try to adapt something, readapt something, a remake, they do their best to completely do it based off the source material, whether it's a novel or a manga or even a visual novel. And they try their best sometimes with games. I mean, look at Steins Gate. When they do a remake, when Japan does a remake of something, more times out of any time, it is just almost peak perfection. It's amazing. I mean, just look at what we're giving Fruits Baskets for crying out loud. Fruits Baskets is amazing. Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Hellsing Ultimate, and there's plenty of others shows that got remakes and they were better than the anime original. And of course, there are some they can always go back to and do an even better job. For instance, I don't know, Soul Eater, Chibi Vampire, Nikima. You can always do Nikima, people. Come on, there's a lot of finished manga products out there that they can bring back and do even better. Have it shine in the spotlight. So much respect is given to the characters, the stories, the art, the animation when they do these remakes. And when I look at this, I look at the Western entertainment, I'm like, it's obvious choice which one I'm going to choose. You know? And it sucks. It has to be that way. But then again, it makes it easier to choose. So I guess that's a good thing. So anyway, so without further ado, Shaman King remake is something I did not expect to happen, but it happened. It's something that I didn't know I wanted, but I'm glad I got it. And when it comes to Shaman King, it goes way back, man. I remember I was watching this on Fox Kids or the Fox Box back in the day, man. And of course, that amazing opening. You know, I just love the opening, of course. And it was during a time where I thought, yo, Asakura likes to eat cheeseburgers all the time. come here. According to the 4 Kids dubbing, that is. But that's far from the truth. Yo, Asakura does not love eating cheeseburgers. It's just not true. I broke my heart when I found out, about localization. Well, anyways, before I really want to talk about the show itself, I want to talk about the creator and their journey when it comes to Shaman King and the many prequels, sequels, and spin-offs. I mean, this person has a curse when it comes to serialization of Shaman King. When Shaman King was first in Jump, it was going well. Then all of a sudden, I believe after chapter 30, volume 30, it ended in a way, open-ended like. Then, because it was dropped from Jump. But then he brought it back to completely finish it, a nice, well wrapped up ending with 8 more volumes. So good on them. Then they were trying to do the sequel, Shaman King Flowers, which I was enjoying as well. And when the sun was about to get their new spirit, it got canceled because the studio went down. So once again, his work got dropped until he picked it up again, called Shaman King the Superstar, which picks off right where it left off. But in between all those picking up and dropping offs, the creator did so many spin-offs, prequels, and sequels based off almost every character in the story has their own story being written in manga formation because of this author. Everyone, even characters you only see in a couple of chapters, have their part of a spin-off. And I'm like, it's completely amazing how well thought out these characters are. It's completely amazing. And then also, the creator also was good friends with Stan Lee. That's right, Stan Lee. Him and Stan Lee did a story together. I believe it was called Ultima. I believe, and I believe I was in middle school when it was airing in Jump. Like, wow, Ultima, you have these two very powerful beings. I think one was Alpha, one was Omega, and they were just destined to fight each other for eternity or something like that. Like, wow, this is pretty good. So the fact is, this creator is so well known that they can do something with one of the greatest comic book creators of all time. You can tell that this person deserves high recognition on the highest level. So I enjoy the work. Even spin-offs end up being part of the main story later on down the road that's still being made as of today. It very interests me. They were the first, I want to say they were the first ones to do when you do the main show and story and you end it, then you do something about their children. They're one of the first ones that I've known of. Before Naruto, before Bleach, before Inuyasha, and all of them. They're the ones I know where they do something about the sun. Then again, there was Ultimate Muscle as well. So there's also that as well. That was also airing on the Fox Box on Fox TV back in the day. Yeah, those were good times when Saturdays actually meant something. Now let's finally talk about the show itself, the new remake, the first episode, which I didn't expect for it to come out today, but it did. And I'm like, okay, I got something to look forward to today. I thought I was gonna do it like while I was watching last season, but I guess I'll do that Saturday or something. Like I'll review Spider tomorrow. So everything is great. It's great. I did complain a little about the opening and stuff, and I had a little heated debate on Twitter about something about the opening thing. The opening kind of spoils, it spoils, in my opinion, how it show for newcomers, for those who don't know what's they're getting themselves into. It spoils where it shows you, okay, whose are his allies and who are his enemies. But it only feels like he only has one enemy in the entire thing. As you read the story, his twin brother, Hal. And it's feel like spoiling because he doesn't see Hal until like later on into the series. He goes through a couple of arcs. He doesn't see Hal until like the second part of the Shaman fight even happens. So that's why I didn't really like the opening. I felt like it spoiled. I felt like the opening should have been something else with him journeying off and meeting the other newcomers and stuff like that. Some of the people who are on his side, treat him like a friend in the opening, are people who become his enemy first. So I just didn't like it. And then they said, well, what about the original opening from back then? We were kids, we didn't pay attention, and back then they used some parts of the TV show as the opening. So people were saying, well, who cares? We've seen it before it aired. Yes, you've seen it, but not everybody else. Okay, now I'm officially getting into it. Okay, it's a little tangents. I'm sorry. It was great. I enjoyed it. I like how they had Manta, being typical, a logical person. Yo Asakura being one of the most interesting shonen protagonists of all time. Sure, he looks laid back and doesn't think of anything at first, but when you truly dive deep into his psyche, he is a very complex person of how he truly thinks and feels about the world and the people in it. Then, of course, you have the main antagonist, Hal, which is, in my opinion, a completely underrated antagonist of all time. I'm telling you now, Hal is a truly underrated antagonist. Like, the dude came out of the womb OP. Like, you couldn't stop him. He was that dangerous. You couldn't stop him. Even as a baby, he was kicking everyone's butt as a newborn, You don't see that much in any kind of shonen as OP like that. The fact that he was strong as that as a baby, to see as him as a teen, as a teen and then only become an adult. Yes, but Hao is one of my most favorite antagonists of all time for how he goes about things and how complex he is. He isn't this, ooh, I'm so evil and I want the world to be ruled by the strong kind of thing. No, no, he does want the world to be ruled by the strong, but it goes more into that, of what he wants out of it and stuff. And the way his starting point was a very simple thing, but it grew into something bigger as years went on. So I'm not going to spoil much about him, but just saying that he's a very good antagonist. So I can't wait to see him again in the show. And then, of course, the other characters are good too. Like, they start off one-dimensional, but as the show goes on, they grow layers. Even one of my favorite characters in the show, Rio, the wooden swordsman dude, he is one of my favorites. Shocking, but yes, I like him very much. He's just funny, and yet he can be badass at the same time. You don't get many comic relief characters who can be funny and still kick ass. You rarely get that. But other than that, yeah, he's awesome. Yo himself, automatically good. The dude is chill. He like someone you can just sit there at the park and just look at the sky all day, man. Like, what you doing? I don't know. I'm just relaxing. One of the things I enjoy about Yo Asakura as a character, very relaxing type of dude, totally chill. So we heard we had a little arc with him, him and his friendship with Manta, and then Minamaru in his own ties to the past and trying to move on, but instead will serve Yo. And at the same time, a new enemy approaches from the distance. He'll just stare at this kid because he was talking to Minamaru the entire time. Like, dude, need a freaking life. But yeah, that was Shaman King, the first episode, man. It introduced the core three main characters, and I was surprised about the opening of how they show the birth of the twins so soon. That was supposed to be a surprise, but I'm guessing that this remake is mainly for the original fans than it is for newcomers. So I guess I can see why they did the opening and stuff like that. It's mostly for the fans who've been dying to see a proper adaptation. And since the fact that we're getting 52 episodes is amazing, however, it's a Netflix jail. If you don't know, it's going to be aired on Netflix. So you'll be probably doing 12 episodes at a time on release, but that's until it gets dubbed. So you don't know when you're going to watch it legally, unfortunately. You can't watch it any other way but illegally through pirate site because it's being held down by Netflix here in America. That sucks. So anyways, that's all I got for this, man. I'm excited to see what happens next. Shaman King hype. Good, good, good. And please, whoever out there, redo Nagima. Please redo Nagima. Please. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Are you hyped as Shaman King as I am? If you do, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been the Madcrownxox on Monday. Signing out.